Byron Nelson had an affinity for clocks, and so when we redid our golf shop, one of the things that we wanted to do for him, because he did so much for us at the Four Seasons, was above the golf shop we built a clock in. It's called the Clock Tower, and when we opened the golf shop in 2007, we did a dedication. Byron was on hand. That was in April. Byron passed away in September, so thankfully we were able to get that done, and he was on hand. He used to, in his wood shop, he would create and carve out wooden clocks. And I know that one of the Ryder Cup teams, he gave every member of the Ryder Cup team a wooden clock with his initials on it.
In your opinion, how do you think Byron Nelson would have defined the Olympic spirit of golf?
I think Byron would have embraced it. It was everything that he stood for. The Olympics are supposed to be pure. It's supposed to be competitive. It's supposed to be about friendship. It's supposed to be about camaraderie between the different countries, between the different athletes. And that's exactly what Byron Nelson did all his life.
When you walk around the grounds here, what reminds you of Byron Nelson?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You know, every morning and every night when I get a cart in the morning, go down to the golf school, and when I leave and come back this way, I never pass without looking at the statue. I mean, you know, there's times in the wintertime when we've had snow, and the north side of his statue has a little bit of snow on it, and I have a couple pictures of that, and it's a very cool rendering. But you drive by and you feel at peace because he's got the smile, he's looking over you, and you know, he bred what Four Seasons is about too. You know, do unto others as everyone, you know, does to you. And one of his best sayings was, "Be good to golf and give back."
As an instructor, what would you recommend a Olympic golfer that's competing at Rio in 2016? What do you think the top 3 keys would be for that person to time his performance at the right time?
Well, I think that's what every athlete's trying to do, that is in every sport for the Olympics, is to try and time their peak performance. And you know, they train for so many hours, so many years to get to that point. But when you do get to that point, you're trying to stay focused, you're trying to stay calm, you're trying to have your wits about you, and then you're just trying to do the best you possibly can and be a good sport as you do it, because that's what the Olympics are all about.
The Byron Nelson Championship and the Salesmanship Club of Dallas surpassed $100 million in charity donations in 2007, I believe. How did that happen, and how did the spirit of golf impact that ability?
Well, I would say it happened because the Salesmanship Club is an extension of what Byron Nelson stood for. And they go out throughout the community, not only the week of the Byron Nelson tournament, but 52 weeks of the year. They're out in the community. They're out shaking hands, raising money, doing things that they can do to help the Byron Nelson High School and to help the other schools that they support. And you know, they're tireless in what they do. They carry a heavy heart because he has passed away, but they also carry a big heart in carrying on his word. And the city of Dallas has embraced that. And they're known as the red legs, or the red pants, you know, because that's their outfit for the tournament. And every single one of those volunteers who are executives in the Dallas community show up the week of the tournament, and it's like you have, you know, 100 and whatever number there is of Byron Nelsons. I mean, they have the same exact mannerisms as he does, and they're just here to give and to help.
Did you attend his funeral in, I believe, 2007, the fall?
Unfortunately, I did not, because I had other duties that were being carried on here. A number of our staff did. I remember a few days before that, I was off, and I had seen that he had passed away. And my wife, who worked here early on in the early 90s, and actually had lunch with Byron every single month. One of her duties working in the golf shop is she would have lunch with him, and people would send memorabilia to have signed. And so they would have lunch, and then she would open the memorabilia so Byron could just sign it to make it go a little bit faster. She had no idea who she was being with. She just knew he was a great man.
Well, thank you. Is there anything you'd like to share about the journey to Olympic golf or the spirit of Byron Nelson, defining that Olympic spirit of golf?
I think that certainly I love watching the Olympics, both the summer and the winter. I think it's great for golf that they're being included, that golf is being included in the Olympics. I think that the golfers that have a chance to be part of that will embrace it. And I know that Byron Nelson would, without a doubt, be a front runner in just how golf is carried on in the Olympics.